Hello. My name is Daddy-O. I do some YouTube channels, and I do a couple face channels. Let's just put it that way. Hey, listen, today I want to talk about something. I've been getting a lot of replies and comments from people. If you're new here, do me a favor. Daddy-O is trying to get to 500 subscribers right now. If you can help the old man out, I never thought I was ever going to get above 50. But I'm getting close to that magic 500 number. So if you can help the old man out, subscribe, come back, tell a friend, whatever. But here, we're going to talk about tips today. I do quite well at tips. I just went back and looked, and you know, I'm getting questions from people about Uber tips. Uber has put out a thing now saying that they're tax-free. We're going to see about that at the end of the year. But I do quite well on tips, and I'm going to tell people I'm going to tell you how I do tips today and how I make Uber work for me, okay? I do quite well, but I focus on an area. I focus on an area that I know quite well. I know all the restaurants. I know all the history here. I know everything there is to know about the area I work in. That is a big plus. But what I do is, as soon as people get in your vehicle, greet them. Don't just let them get in and you start driving away. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? Hello. You know, talk to them. Get them to respond, asking you, how's your day going? Get them in a little bit of a conversation you can. That way you know how the person is. You get a feel for this. Now, believe me, I have gone back and looked at my tips. I do a rental car. I pay $305 a week. My tips a week pays half of that, at least, if not more. I can do, and I went back and looked at my last month and a half, 2 months, every week. I'm averaging $150 a week in tips. I have weeks where I've gone over 200 in tips. That's just on Uber. That's not counting my cash tips. All right, so I do quite well. And there's little secrets, there's little tricks you can do to trigger a $3 tip other than no tip. All right, and what you do is you greet them. Say, hello, how you doing? You have a clean vehicle. You have something in your vehicle that makes the vehicle smell a little bit better. You know, you have a clean vehicle. I drive a rental. I always have a newer vehicle. That helps too. I've told you about that before. But today we're talking about tips. So when they get in, you greet them. How you guys doing today? Welcome to Florida. Welcome, you know, whatever. Get them into some kind of conversation with you if you can. You can find out right away. Now, there are some people that you will not get much out of them at all. In that case, you have to get them to laugh. If you can get them, if you can say something along the ride, you don't have to talk any much more, but along the ride somewhere something happens or something and you bring up something and just get them to chuckle a little bit. You're going to get a 5-star. If you can get people to laugh and enjoy the ride, you're going to get your 5-star, or you're going to get a high 4 point whatever. You're going to get your rating there, okay? And odds are you're going to get a couple $1 tip where you may have gotten nothing. When they get in the vehicle, you're working for the tip. The Uber ride, now I've had rides like this. I got this the other day from Uber telling me congratulations. I had done a $4 and some odd cent ride, and the person gave me a $25 tip. You see what I mean? That's, you got to give them some. I always have music playing that's neutral. Don't have rap, don't have something like that. You never know what the person that you're picking up listens to. You have no freaking clue. No idea. So it's better to have something that's kind of neutral. Now, I'm telling you little tricks and little secrets here. All right. This is how you trigger people to give you a few dollars on that little trip that you just did. You have to kind of play the game. And that is how it works. If you can get them to laugh, engage in conversation with you, those kind of things make them want to give you a little bit of something. All right, and if you can really entertain them, I'm full board. We're talking about music playing. I'm trying to get them to laugh. I'm showing them things they did not expect here because I work my area. I know the better restaurants. When I start wrapping off all the restaurants here and telling them about the two bad ones as I'm taking them down. Now, I do live in a kind of wealthy community, all right? I do take a lot of people to work that are not wealthy. So it's a mixed bag of people that I pick up. But when you can pick up someone and you're taking them down to a restaurant or to the restaurants, and you see that they're going to a certain restaurant, tell them about the other restaurants. Tell them about the others that are even better than that they may want to try. And I get people, I'll pick them up again, and they'll go, hey, we tried that restaurant the other day that you told us about, and that was unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. Guess what? When they get out this time, they're going to give you a bigger tip. You got to learn to play the tip game. You're out here, I'm not working for the $7, $8 ride. I'm out here working for the tip on the other end of it. Because that $7 and $8 ride, and they put $10 on top of it, and I take them 4 miles, all of a sudden I got a $17 ride, and all I did was just entertain. That's the secret to making money out here, guys. It's not so much the fare that you're getting from point A to point B. It's what you can get on the other end of that. And to get the other end of that, you got to learn to play the game. And the game is entertaining them, humoring them, getting them to be involved in whatever you're talking about or whatever you're showing them. That's how you make tip money. And it's I have blown it up before. I have had, I can't tell you the number of $20 tips I've gotten off of a $4 and $5, $6 ride. I get them every week. I get them all the time. I took some people last night to a place, and when they got out, they threw down 2 20s. I mean, that's just the way it works out here. If you're being entertaining and you can humor them and get them to laugh. If you can humor them, some people, if you don't have the lingo, the way the people are different. You know, I love black people. I absolutely love picking up black people. I absolutely enjoy. We have a good time. I don't know. I'm from the South. I guess I get along with black people real well because I've always been around. You know, I have no racial biases. That's just not the way I was raised, you know. So when I enjoy when I pull up and I see a black couple standing there, it's fun time. Now we're going to have a good ride. I can almost guarantee that, you know. And it's the tip on the end. That's where we're focused now. Remember, we're not focusing on the $5, $10 ride. We're focusing on that $7, $8 tip on the end of it, a $10 tip. That's what makes that little ride worth it. And focus on an area. If you're out here doing Uber, they're going to try to send you all over the world. I don't do those. I work a 10-mile area. I sit in the middle of that area every day. That's where I'm sitting right now. And when I get a run to go that way, or I get a run to go that way, I know everything in between. I know it. Believe me, I'm an old man. I've said it before. I'm 72 years old, fixing to be. I know this area. I was born and raised here, and that's a little help there. Just work your area, know your area, work your area, and if you can get to where you know an area where there's some nice hotels, some entertainment areas, some bars, some places like that, work those areas that you know. And focus on them. Don't let Uber send you all over the God-forsaken world. I don't do those. They always throwing up runs that are just so ridiculous and take someone 200 miles away and they want to pay you $70 for a 2-hour, all the way there, and then you got to get your butt back. I don't do that kind of stuff. This is not that kind of Uber. There are people that pack a bag, they get in their vehicle every day, they hit that button, and they say, okay, where do you want me to go? Oh, okay, I'm going there. And at the end of the day, they're somewhere else, long away from wherever they started at. There are people that do that. This here guy is not one of those. I'm out here trying to make the money in my area and focus on my peeps, the area I know, because I can make more money sitting right here and working my little 10-mile zone that I've set up for myself. I wish Uber would let us set up our own zones. They ain't doing that, but I wish they would. Uber, if you're listening, That's one of the biggest complaints I have. I don't want runs sent to me or count against me for my acceptance rate that are further away than I'm going to go. I'm not going over there. I'm not taking those runs. I'm not going those long trips. That's not how I work. So focus on your area. You don't have to take those runs. Don't worry about that acceptance rate. That is a bunch of BS anyway. That I've been the gold, I've been the diamond, I've been all those before. I've been doing this a long time. I've got over 10,600, I think it is, Uber trips. I've done this a long time. And I've learned that the tips is what you're out here working for. It's not so much the money. Yeah, okay. You're going to make more money off of Uber than you are tips. But if you work the tips right, you're going to make a lot more money. And that's the reason I do Uber. I work it for the tip money. Because that's where, to me, that's the secret to making Uber work. Is that extra money that people throw down those 220s. People get out and throw you a 10. They say, here, I'm going to hand this to you instead of putting it on the app. They'll just hand you cash. Because you entertained them. They enjoyed your ride. I had people getting out of my vehicle last night going, God, this is the best Uber ride I've ever had in my life. I swear to you, I swear that happens. Last night was not the first time I get that. I get that. I think I had actually something like that yesterday twice. I know that one couple got out saying the best Uber ride they ever had. And then another group got out going, wow, that was fun. All right. There comes the tips. That's how you've got to play this Uber game. Don't worry about so much the fare. Yeah, you're going to make the fare. But if you learn how to do what I'm telling you to do, entertain, make it comfortable, make it smell good, let them have a good ride, a ride like they've never had before in an Uber. If you can create that environment, you can create a good income with tips. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you go with that. I went a little longer than I intended to. I thought this was gonna be a short one talking about tips today, but no. Rent you a vehicle. Let the tips help pay for it. Work the system. I'm gonna show you how to do it if you'll listen. So subscribe, ring the bell, ring all that kind of stuff. Help Daddy O try to let's get to 400 first. I think I'm at 375 today in subscribers. I never intended to even ask for subscribers. I was just having fun. But this has got to another level here, and I'm trying to do it right. And when I get questions from people, several questions in the last couple of days about the tip money, I figured it's time to even go in a little deeper about it. So that's what I've done. You guys have a good afternoon. Daddy O will probably be back out tomorrow. Well, I'm going to be out, but I'll probably do another video on something else. If you got a question, I can't get to all the comments. Good golly, guys, you guys are eating me up with it. And I'm just the one person out here working 10 to 12 hours a day doing Uber and everything else I do. And I can't get to all the comments. But if you have a question, I will try to answer the questions. All right. So anyway, Daddy O out for today. You guys have a good evening, good afternoon. Bye.